I just want to welcome you all and thank you for attending today's Tech Tips. I'm Amanda Pritchard. I work in the Office of Information Technology, and I'm the Emerging Technology Support Manager there. So my incredible team is the team that kind of gets this new technology, gets to test it out, play with it, and then see how we could possibly leverage it in our campus community and be able to share it with you all. So Loop has been around for a while, but I will say it has completely revolutionized, Microsoft has, and how you can utilize it in your meetings and your communications. So some of you may have already seen it, played with it in Teams. It is in Teams chat, and you recognize it by the little Loop icon, which just kind of looks like this little circular point. And in chats, you're able to set up different components, but now it's grown even more. Before we get formally started, the next thing I wanted to just quiz you all on is understanding a little bit of how you currently communicate with your team. So there is a QR code that you can scan real quick. There's also a link that we're going to have posted in that Q&A section. So if you don't have your phone nearby, that's fine. If it's not attached to your hand, we understand. But we'll go ahead and copy that link and get that shared over to you as well. But if not, go ahead and scan that, because I like to get an understanding of what your standard is now. What tool are you using the most currently to be able to connect with your team, connect with other staff members, and you can apply multiple. My team will tell you I am a major over communicator, so I think I use all of the tools in my tool belt to be able to make sure that we have those assignments and information. So I love seeing this, looking at it grow and evolve as those responses are coming in. You all are doing fabulous with communicating. So Teams is a huge one. Outlook, huge one. That's great to be able to see, because Loop integrates into, surprise, all of these things. So the tools that you're already leveraging, the tools that you're already familiar with, you're able to pull this component in and be able to use it within the platform you're already comfortable and already familiar with. So that's fabulous to see. And I know some of you are still responding. I got, my 2%ers that are using Loop. So that's great. Thank you, my 2%ers. I'm glad to see that there's some there and some using Planner. That's awesome, y'all. I really appreciate you filling that out, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next slide and start going over just a little bit of what Loop is. I only have a handful of slides just to go over just big picture to help you put this into framework. And then I'll be doing an actual demo so that you can walk through, see it in use, see how we leverage it, and learn how to just play with it on your own. So I'll go over some of this content just to familiarize you with what this is and how it can benefit you. And you'll see in the picture there a little preview, a little snippet of what it looks like in the workspace. But essentially, Loop is a tool to help with productivity. If you've used OneNote or Planner, which I saw just a few had, or even your Outlook to organize those thoughts, to collaborate, this is going to enhance everything that you're doing. I'm going to ask for a raised hand, and that's the little hand at the top. Raise your hand if you generally work from a to-do list. Whether it's just written on a Post-it note, if you put it in your email, if you put it in Teams, go ahead and leave your hands up. Raise hands. I just want to see how many people, if that is something that is etched in your general day-to-day life that you enjoy utilizing some sort of a to-do list. So I'm seeing those hands growing, and then I'm seeing some strong resistors. They're like, I'm not writing a thing down. No planners. Okay, that's great. So it looks like about half of us, and Katie, I'll ask if you can lower hands. It looks like half of us are those strong list people. And so if you have any inkling or even hope to have a list, this is going to be a great tool to help get all of those details in one spot. It allows you to very quickly organize your content. So if you do have a large scale project, just like OneNote, if you're familiar, you can make multiple pages. You can have different sections, and you can determine who has access to all of that information. If you're familiar with Microsoft Word and having that co-collaboration where multiple people can be writing something on your document at the same time, then if you're familiar with that, Loop is the same way. And I'll show you that in a few minutes, and how Loop can enable you to have your whole team communicating and responding at one time. So it is great because that same collaboration that we love in Microsoft Suite still exists within this tool. All right, let's go to the next, and we'll continue on. Let me see here. Perfect. Just a quick overview, and I know we'll get more into the demo, but for those who just kind of like that quick checklist of what these things are and what it has in it, I thought this might be helpful. If you ever have a project you need to keep track of progress, if you needed to have multiple categories, so I have loops for my one-on-one, I have loops for our presentations, I have loops for team assignments, and these are just the file type that you would create so that you could get these content, but it helps you also assign those tasks and keep everything in sync. So it's multiple components in one. Hopefully I've got you guys a little bit excited about this tool. And if you are not the creative type, if you don't want to have to think, yeah, okay, you got a thumbs up, not the creative. Okay, love it. Own yourself, y'all. I appreciate the thumbs up. But if you're not the creative type and you just want the easy button, I mean, let's hear it. Sometimes do we just want the easy button? I feel like that's okay to react to, right? We want the easy button. If you do not want to figure out how to create a template, have a set structure, what do I need as a project outline? What would I need for an agenda? What are all of these things I even need to ask? If you don't want to have to think of that yourself, Loop has all of these pre-built templates for you. Literally, you just click, it fills out, and then you just fill in the blank, okay? Anybody like Mad Lib? It's just like that. You just fill in those little blanks, and you can have that project, you can have that task list ready to go, and you customize it without having to think of how to structure it, how to make it look pretty. So we'll go to the next slide and just continue looking at some of the features that it can do. So you may have already seen this in Teams. Can we do the raised hand feature again? Have you used this in Teams or seen it? Or now you're looking at it that I just mentioned, this circle icon. Go ahead and raise hand. I gotta make sure you have everyone should be raising their hand. You've either seen it, you're looking at it now, or you see it in the picture, right? Everybody should have at some point seen this. Maybe haven't used it. And that's fine, but raise, okay, great. Thank you all for raising your hands, Katie. I'll have you lower them. Awesome. I highlighted it here to show you when you click that little circle, what it does. These are your options, and these are what are called the Loop components. This is what every part of Loop is built on, these building blocks. Each of these components has a little template with it that you can put in your writing and be able to quickly make that list. So for my to-do list people, that checklist is to live and die by. It is amazing. It's wonderful. But it has, you can see there's additional, and they're adding new ones all the time. I took this screenshot the other day. There's more than here. Okay, so we already have more that we're going to be looking at, but these are just some of the components that you can build in your chat, you can build in your workspace. If you are familiar with OneNote, a page is, just think of it as exactly like what's in your notebook. It's a page, a virtual page, okay? You don't actually get a piece of paper, but it's so you can have multiple pages within the notebook, like you're building different chapters. And a workspace would be something for your team to share, where you would want to be able to collaborate and have multiple people all communicating and working together on that. Okay, let's go. Let's see. I think I have one more, and then we're going to just pretty soon be able to delve in here. So if we'll go to the next slide, please. Just getting started. If you've ever attended a session with me, then this should be drilled into your head. But to go into anything that we use, anything in Microsoft 365, you log into office.com. Why does she always say that and not all of the individual links? Because it's great to have that one centralized place. When you log into office.com, you get into everything. You get into OneNote, Excel, Word, Power Automate, all of the things you need, and Loop is there too. This is a web-based application. It is not something that you will install on your computer. To make it work, to help it work with AI, to help build all of these custom templates for you. It is a web-based tool. So you'll log into your account, you'll see it there, and we're going to go there in just a second. And that's where you're going to be able to create those new pages, adjust your components, or for those that were like, I don't want to be the creative person, I just want somebody to give it to me, you can use those pre-built templates so that you're not having to try to figure out the best way of doing things. Okay, so I think we've got one last slide, and I'm just going to touch on this quickly. Depending on our time and what all we have in the Q&A, we may or may not touch too deeply on this, but since the majority of you stated that you are in Teams and Outlook, this is going to make you happy, and that this integrates there. So I took there's a little snippet there too. In your Outlook email, if you're wanting to send a progress tracker, you're able to do that by simply selecting that little icon at the bottom of your emails and be able to build that in there as well. So now that I've pointed that out, you're going to see it places, you're going to notice it, and you're going to know what it does. And this is something that just recently launched. So it's been in Teams for a while, but if you're wondering, how have I missed this? Why didn't I see this before? This new enhanced version just recently spread out everywhere. So it does have all of that great integrations into other tools, and you are able to utilize it. I'm just pulling up the Q&A, and I do see a couple of questions that I do want to address. And one, I'm so happy, Matthew, that you brought this up. If you log into Loop and it's your first time, it's going to give a pop-up, and it is alarming. I can't tell you, my whole team have been in a panic about this. So I understand the panic. It does give you a alert that says, after June 29th, 2024, you're going to need a different plan, a different licensing. We have the correct license. We talked directly with Microsoft multiple times to get this confirmation and assurance. The issue is Microsoft felt it easier to go ahead and put an alert on every person's Loop page, even if they have the appropriate license, rather than try to figure out each individual license and make sure that alert only pulled up for those that it's going away for, right? It's better to just broadcast that to everyone and hope that they get the right information. So that was their stance. We have an A5 license. It is part of our automatic licensing. They are investing time, energy, management into this tool. It does have a lot of AI integrations. So we will continue to see this tool evolve, but you have access. Do not panic. I have gotten a lot of tickets. It is normal to see that. So please, thank you for bringing that up. That was on my task list to be able to have. And yes, Loop is also included on a Mac, so you should be able to have access to it there as well. Okay, I think I addressed some of the burning questions. I'm going to go ahead and take over and share screen here so that y'all can see some of the stuff that I have. Perfect. Okay. When you first log into Loop, after that panic alarm goes off with that alert that you get that Matthew pointed out, after that alert and you get rest assured that everything's going to be okay, you'll get this general sign in. And again, I went to office.com. If you go about it different ways, that's completely fine. And this is available to everyone and our tenant. So what that means is that Loop is available for faculty, students, and staff. It is the same version. Everybody gets equal treatment and access to this because it's such a critical tool. I love it. Y'all, if you know me, you know I'm really into Planner and to forms, but seeing all of this integrate, it's just so exciting. It's beautiful. Y'all are gonna love it too. It's gonna be great. Okay, so yes, students absolutely get access to. So what this page opened up to for me will probably look a little bit different if you're following along and it's your first time pulling it up, and that's okay. It's gonna look a little bit different because I've already developed some workspaces. But I do want to, let me pull up a new tab real quick just so that you can see going in through office.com, because it does look a little bit different when you navigate. So office.com, here we are. All of the things are here. We call this the waffle in your upper left corner. You would select that waffle and look, all of the beautiful products, just waiting to be used. Okay, so here they are. You would be able to see it here. For me, right now, it's in that bottom left. It may appear differently on your screen, but if you go to office.com, log in and authenticate, you should be able to see it and be able to select it. And it's going to take you to your workspaces, or depending on what you have developed, it may take you to that introductory screen that allows you to see it. And a good question Ashley just brought up, does it integrate with Outlook for the web or the desktop? Either. It does do either. So you should be able to see it there. Great question, because yeah, I thrive on my desktop version of Outlook personally. I know some people do web, more power to you, but I like my desktop version. Okay, so what we're looking at, beautiful workspace here, right? How fabulous, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the first workspace that I prepped for you. And again, this workspace, you can have it individualized, or you can have it public. And I love seeing this. So it looks like some of our friends checked the Q&A chat and got that agenda. And if we need to post it again, Katie, if we need to open the chat and maybe let's post it again so that more people can get on now that we've got the full crowd here. Let's do that so that everybody can see this, because I think this is important to show. So what I did is, if you got the email in advance, I sent you all the agenda in advance using Loop. Now, tricky me, I did not allow you to edit it because I didn't want the boxes checked off or things removed. But I did this just so that you could see how fun this could be if you are wanting to send out those details. By sending you the agenda this way, you can look through and see everything that we have and be able to navigate to those links. Now, for me, I'm able to check these off. So for my taskless people, you're going to love that. So we did go through those things. Right now, we're going through the navigation of the interface. You can see up here, we can see how many participants we have. We can see if somebody has the page open, and we can see if on my team, if somebody was editing this page, just like in Word, just like in your other docs, it would show somebody was editing or working on this page. And that way you know exactly what's happening, right? Because we want to know what's going on. It will give you that version history too. So if somebody suddenly checks off something or updates something and you're like, where did this come from? Just like we have in other Microsoft products, you're able to see that version history. If you want to adjust some of the fun, so like, it's so exciting. Isn't it fun? If you like that customization, and some of you may never do a cover on it, and that's okay. For those of us that like the shiny things, I'm going to show the shiny things too, but definitely not a critical component of how you use Loop, unless you're me, and then this is critical. If you want to update the cover, you can come up and select all of these options that Microsoft automatically provides. You can search for stock. So we could say summer, maybe. Let's see. Oh, look at here. Okay. So you could search for stock images that they have, scroll through, pick a picture that calls to your heart, and be able to have that as your cover. They also have the little emojis, which we all love and adore, to have as an icon. So you can determine to help categorize those workspaces. When you have several, you might need some help understanding which one is which. What do I do here, right? So you're able to customize it with that different emoji just to have a little bit of characteristic. So we're looking through here, and you're able to see the checklist. That's a component that I used here. But let's say we want to do something new. All I typed is that backslash. This is how you can pull up all those components that we see in that Teams chat, right? The little icon that we all recognized. You pull that up and you're able to see, here's a list of some of those components. If I wanted to insert a table, a checklist, if I want to insert the date, right? The date of this meeting, here we go, bam. This is what's happening today. I could take my meeting notes that way. Let's say I want to add something else. Again, got that backslash. I could add a table of contents. What this is doing, you see that brilliant AI? Did y'all see that? Did you catch it? It happened fast. It's using artificial intelligence to pull that information and generate a table of contents for you. So now if you just need to drop down to a certain section, you're just wondering, like, when is she going to get on with the templates? I just want the templates. Then you could jump down and be able to navigate and look through some of that information. But that backslash is what is going to get you when you're in Loop itself and working with these components. It's going to get you that list. In addition, you have all of these methods of customizing that page. So if you are looking for something that's a little bit more enhanced than kind of your general Word doc or a PowerPoint presentation, you want something that's interactive that people can really get into. There's some of this information. So templates, that's we talked a little bit about. I'm going to add that to a different page so I don't totally demolish the agenda that I made for y'all. But I'll show some more of these. But depending on what you're wanting, these are some of the options there to be able to see how you can style and edit. Now, let's see if it's going to let me. It's going to get mad at that. Okay. You can see that I've got this kind of that orange background color. This is considered a quote, so we have that indentation there. If you are wanting to adjust some of the information here to either bold it, italicize it, make any of those text edits, you're able to do that as well. So all I've done is I've highlighted that text, and you can go in here, you can change colors, you can do formatting if you do want. I know I shockingly love all of the colors and things, but if you do want to customize any of that, if you want to make it a heading or subheading, you can put together basically a whole book of information related to your project, related to this indentation, all of this here. So I'll jump. This is one page in my workspace, right? Just like in OneNote, you can have multiple sub pages within your notebook. So we've got our primary workspace here. This is called the Microsoft Loop Planner. This is kind of our prep. So just showing you a different look. It has a different cover, different icon, title, and this is using one of the templates that it provided to me. So I just filled in the blanks. I didn't have to create these icons. I didn't have to create these details. It was able to do that for me. But I do like being able to show you these things because you can see a little bit grander of how this can build in. If you do have a project, who else on it? What are their roles? You can change these columns too and insert a new column if you wanted to, and just say, deadlines or any information that you're wanting to gather, and you could be able to post it here and just keep that chart. So if you are somebody, I know in my team, we jump from Excel to OneNote to Planner to Forms. If you're wanting a centralized location to keep up with all of those details of your projects, you're able to do it here. All of these have the little icons next to them so that you can hover over and make those adjustments to your tables, your rows, your columns. If the template's going to pull in suggested ones, if you don't like it, you can absolutely delete it. It's not a problem. I just hit backspace on that twice and deleted that column. I did want to call out too some relevant links if you want to embed them. So see how this is a form. It kind of pops out all fun. Let's see if it'll pull up for us. It's going to show that form that you all just filled out, right? And anyways, be able to submit it. So if you're wanting that content all in one spot, that's just a quick preview of what these components look like when you're building them out. I'll go ahead and pull this up too. Again, I just want to show you a couple of these different ways that you're able to use all of these components. Each page should look a little bit different, right? Each page will look a little bit different as you're building and working on it. So this one, different picture, different icon. This is working on the chat announcements that Joseph is posting, being able to send information. Let's see. And so add the date. We have our little emoji icons here. You can see who is working on what. So right now I asked the team, are you ready for the session? You can do a Q&A. Are you ready? And I can see who either has it open and it looks like some are inactive because they're actually on this meeting, but are you ready? And you can pull a question and it categorizes those answers by that question. And so I'll see if they'll be able to answer for me. Is anyone listening? And so if the team is on and wanted to provide an answer, it's going to collaborate and be able to have this update live for us. But this is just a kind of a quick way and great way of being able to communicate with your team. So rather than pinging somebody and having to ask them something or let everybody else know, oh yes, Katie's on, she is listening. You can just post it in this Q&A and be able to get that. I tried this with our campus communicators, posting a question or posting questions in advance and being able to get information from individuals as to what they need, what they would like to see, what type of content to even produce in this session. And based on those responses, was able to kind of build out today's information. YouTube viewers say hi, that's great. So you're able to see as I'm managing multiple things that our team is still able to quickly respond and you're able to see exactly who responded and what those responses were. For my task people, if you like these tasks, again, you're able to create a task list. You can assign due date. You create these buckets. So just a little point of clarification. It starts with just the to-do. If you want to add an option, done, you can select and then be able to change those options. You can hover over and be able to select exactly where you are on a project. So this is very helpful, again, to avoid the constant pinging or the back and forth communications within a team. I don't want to have to constantly be asking my team for a status update. Where are we? What progress have we made? What's happening with this? Who will be done when? We can all just put this in a chart and see who's assigned. As they can complete it, they can individually check this off. Now, I'm showing you this in a workspace, but these components still work in teams. They're still able to work in your team in Teams. So don't panic if you're not able to see all of this either. I see a couple people getting a little bit of an error message. We'll show you, you may need to save your work in that workspace after you go through that getting started tutorial. And let's see, I'm going to jump over to the getting started tutorial. So if you have not already logged in, and if you're just watching, that's completely fine. You're entitled to just watch. We've got a couple people look like they're trying to follow along and getting an error message or getting is impossible a default tag in mine. I wanted to say inconceivable, but I was scared I would spell it wrong in front of everybody and y'all would make fun of me. So that's what went through my head. I really wanted to be like, inconceivable, but I didn't, okay? Because I wasn't really sure how to spell it on the spot. So true story. Impossible is not a default tag, but I feel like it is when you're trying not to panic before a presentation. There's no try for that. It just happens. But okay, I got lost. This is the getting started. This is where you should all see your information at first. This is Loop's way of introducing itself to you, right? It's like its dating profile, y'all. It's going to show you everything it can do. It's going to look so fancy, but you will need to navigate through this to be able to see it. This is where you're able to check out information. When you first log in, you should be able to see this for you. It's your preview. It's your introduction with the product to be able to see kind of what some of these things look like. You can play around with the components. There is a mobile app. I have not played with it yet. I'm sure it's fabulous, but I try to be off my phone and on a big screen for work, and then be off when I'm off. So, but if it's easier for you to do mobile, go for it. More power to you. Tell me how much you like it. That's information there. And here are some great things. Again, you don't have to do this on your own. There's ideas, there's information here that you can copy and utilize and leverage that for your team. You are able to submit feedback to if something is not working, which I saw a few people in the chat. If you're having some issues, you are able to give feedback. And when you go through this getting started, you can scan it, you can just look through, you can follow through. If it helps you can copy some of these components, whatever you would like. But again, this is just a way that you can preview all of the things that it has here in Loop. Okay, so pulling that up. Okay, I wanted to show you a few other things if you're looking for it outside of your workspace, which is like your centralized binder with your multiple pages that we see here, kind of like our chapters. If you're looking at Loop and you're just wanting to see where else does it go, where else is it, where else have I used it? These are some of the loops that I've created, which there's a ton. I know I've played with it a lot. Sorry, not sorry, but there's a lot of information here. So you're able to see from the main Loop login, if you created one in Teams, and now you're like, oh my gosh, I've created so many because this is just an amazing tool and now I don't know where to find it. You can go to your recents and be able to navigate through and still be able to find it and to get information. I'll pull up an old one. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Okay, great. This is some of the work that we were doing before new teams launched, which everybody's on new teams, right? Everybody's on new teams. So this is some of the work that we were doing. So to help the team all be on track, working on the same thing, and knowing who's in charge of what, we created this loop, and this was created in a Teams message, but I'm still able to get it from the big loop itself and be able to see who is doing what, where we are, those end dates, and if there were any blockers, blocker just being a barrier that somebody couldn't get through because they were having some sort of a problem with it, right? Okay, so let me see. I was going to see if I could pull it up. I'm going to do actually Outlook really quickly. If you haven't already played around with it, I know I showed that little picture at the beginning showing you where you could see it, but I wanted to show you what this also looks like. This is the component, the Q&A component that you saw in the workspace. It actually initiated here in Outlook, okay? So all we did is we created a new mail, and I'll go ahead and pop this out so you should hopefully be able to see it nice and clear. New mail, and then in here, in my message body, when you select that, then you're able to select the loop components. These are those components that we talked about. Any one of these that you might need to email to somebody. Bulleted list, here's the things that we need to buy before the next team meeting. checklist. Can you let me know if these 4 things are done by end of day? You're able to send all of this information in. So I'll just put a quick task list, but you're able to embed this into an email. And then let's say you want to access it again, or you want to get more information. You can view where you've shared it. You can also copy this component, and I know you can't see the words because my mouse is kind of covered over it, but you can copy this component and we'll go in and create a new subpage. We've got this subpage. First, pointing out here are those templates. If you want to have, there's a whole gallery of templates. So whatever idea you might come across or idea you didn't know you had, you're able to pull from a template here. But for our purposes right now, copying this component, and then I just did Control V on Windows to be able to paste it. I know Mac's different, so sorry, Dennis. But I did Control V, paste it in here. So this is the component that we just had here in the email, right? And was able to copy it and be able to put it into my workspace pages too. So if you only want certain access, you're able to share that multiple ways. You also can share from the big shared purple button up at the top. And you've got a couple decisions to make when you're sharing, okay? You can share your workspace, which is that entire binder, right? All of the pages fit in that binder. You would be sharing everything at once. You can share a page link, so only accessing this task list. So similar to what I did is I sent that page link to you all so that you could view the agenda. You could have access to it, to view it, but not to make any edits so that we didn't lose information. Or you're able to copy this and embed it. It's going to take a second because I'm sharing screen, but you're able to copy it and embed it into another M365 supported application. So if you are wanting to send it multiple locations, and I'll pull up our chat real quick and pull up the task list here. Okay, give me some tasks, y'all. I'll go ahead and submit this and put it in my group chat. Hopefully it will load quickly, we'll see. So my team right now is on it if it's loading. But this is another way that you can see how you use this in Teams. Again, all you're looking for, wherever your application you're in, you're looking for that little icon, and you can see it down here. That's where you're going to select. It's going to create a new component each time. If you want to have multiple components at once, that's when you would use that workspace or that page. If you're just needing quick assignments here, then you can, oh, I spelled it wrong. See, don't make I knew I spelled it wrong though. That's the difference. Okay. Then you can add in information. You can add in additional tasks. You can add in responsibilities and put in information here. But that's how you can use that in Teams. Let me see. Failed to copy. Oh, it's mad. I'm going to try one more time. It's very tricky doing these live demos. I did it. Yay. Look at that. It's like taking your car to the shop and being like, it makes this sound. And then when you take it in, it doesn't do the sound. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Link copy. So we'll go ahead, just like you share your OneDrive documents, any of those documents online, you have complete control over the access that you are granting to your information. So look at this and determine, is the information I'm sharing supposed to be shared this way? But you go ahead and you can pick whoever you choose, and you can determine if they can view or can edit. That's usually what I'm guilty of. I share and then forget to do the edit access. My team's like, yeah, that's true. But you can, let's see, people can edit, apply, create shareable link. Let's see. Going into the chat. Katie, could you turn chat back on for me, please? We're gonna go rogue and do dangerous things. I warned you. We knew it was coming. But I'm gonna post this in the chat and let insanity prevail once it finishes loading. Watch the races. Get it. Yeah. Get it. Okay. So hopefully that'll load for y'all in a second and you can have so much fun assigning me tasks. Whatever you need me to do, I'm here for you. Amanda's task list. But I think that's part of the fun, right? Hopefully I did share edit access, right? Somebody saw me do it. Okay, hopefully I did. If you're able to, and it may not because it's in my workspace, so we'll see. See who has access. Always risk in a live demo. I don't know if y'all do or not. And my chat's not updating. So if you do, and you want to make crazy assignments for me, if you don't, then I just will take the rest of the day off and not have to worry about anything. So I see people on, but I'm not sure if the access worked properly because it was being a little bit persnickety for me. Joseph, are you able to type in there? Or did I see something. I see read only. See, I told you. Julia, we'll see. I'll try one more time. Can view, can edit. UT Dallas, right? Y'all see this. Look at all of it. It shows you have access. No, it's loading. Loading. Okay. Thank you. Loading, loading, loading. You will have to be logged in to office.com. So I'll try it again. If it doesn't work, it's okay. Like I said, I don't have to have tasks. It's going to be fine. I can take a break. I'm going to check our Q&A while y'all are hopefully, maybe, possibly read only. I don't know why. I don't know what I've done, but sometimes somebody's there. Somebody's there. So maybe that's all we need. And if you're not logged in, again, go to office.com first, log in, make sure that you're logged in with your net ID and password because you will not be able to access it unless you authenticate. So if you are not logged in, you will not get to play. And then y'all can type down here in the component too, my friends, okay? Y'all are all up here at the top. Okay, we got people, they're everywhere. So people are getting in. I know some of you can't. Some of you are, so this is great for me. All right, I'm gonna go to the queue. While y'all are playing here, you can still play. Nobody's stopping your free play time, okay? I'm gonna make sure that I didn't get lost. So we did templates. We did adding and organizing information. I did just wanna show you, if you do want to maneuver things around, drag and drop. Okay, you can drag and drop whatever you need to. I don't remember this one. I made it less pretty. I'm sorry. It's the worst. Okay, but you can drag and drop and be able to maneuver these things around. We talked about how you can add and organize. We talked about all of these different components that you can add. It's just about endless. You could type above and below. I don't know. I don't know why the task list doesn't want to share. It was doing that for my team too. It might be time for me to clear my cache because I've been in loop a lot. So it's probably a me, not you. But keep playing. It's fine. Go all over the other things, and that's fine. So we did the demo, and we showed how to create and share loop pages. I showed you how I failed at sharing it, so we all feel fulfilled in life, and organizing those projects. I am going to jump here and just hover over these workspaces. You can browse all. These were the ones that I showed you at first. I'll jump on to my one-on-ones too. We have our weekly meetings with the team, and then this is my one-on-one with Katie, just be able to show you, hopefully this is helpful if you do have regular meetings with your team, or you're just trying to keep up with everything that you've got going on. You can put in all sorts of information here and be able to put in, again, priority information. If you have any milestones that we've hit, apparently we haven't, and then information here, and include those voting tabs too, which this is a great way if you are trying to make a decision on something coming up and you need those quick votes, you're able to put in those voting tabs and relevant links. So all that to say, I know y'all are still probably playing over here somewhere, but this integration is amazing. I put in notes just because I know we kind of have a short time. I'll see if I can get my OneNote open, or a OneNote. open really quickly and be able to include this just so that you can see it there as well, because I do think it helps to be able to see it. But it does open up. We'll put one technology bar maybe. It does help for you to see how this can be integrated and how easily you can copy those components and move them over. So let me pull a component. See here. I should see what y'all are up to. Trying to think of what to copy. Go back to Outlook. Copy and jump back into OneNote. Where did you go? There you are. Beautiful. Add a page. Posting that into OneNote. It's going to take a little bit just because of my bandwidth. I'm sharing screen and running webinar. But it's as simple as that, copying those components over and being able to share them multiple places. You can see here how you can copy that component. And I think the reason is that you're not able to add is because I have this on my workspace, which is associated with my team. So maybe that's why y'all aren't able to add it in here. But I'll go ahead and remove it from this OneNote so Brazeda doesn't get upset that I messed up her beautiful OneNote. But I just wanted you to see how easy it is. Any of those Microsoft applications that you're able to utilize it there. Thank you, Nancy, for commenting on my pointer. There's a reason it's really big. It's so that you can see it, right? And it's pink, so nobody's like, where is she pointing? There it is. All right. Yes. So it should work in Teams too. Let's see. There is a, it should work in your desktop. This is my desktop. It's itty bitty, not big. Oh, really? So, oh, you weren't, I thought you were being stopped. Are you teasing me or is it really small? Because on mine, I've increased the size. So now you've got me sidetracked. Sorry, my mouse should be big. It's really small. I don't know why, seriously. Sorry, Nancy, thought you were joking. Okay. I don't know. It should be big, y'all. It should. It's big and hot pink, but maybe that's a preview. I apologize. I did try to make it big so that you could easily see it. Okay, I am going to. I think we covered everything in the agenda. Joseph, is there anything, or Katie, anybody else, anything I need to cover? Because if not, then I'll go ahead and wrap us up. If I don't see anything in that Q&A, I'll go ahead and pull up my final slides real quick. Katie, if you don't mind grabbing those for me, I will stop sharing. I'm reading the Q&A now, so forgive me. Does Loop integrate with a SharePoint site? I have not played with it, but Joseph said yes, it does, so I trust Joseph. For if you are in, and it looks like these are all answered, so I might. Okay, I'm getting lost. It looks like these are answered. I think, Joseph, is there a question that I have not answered? I don't see that there is, so call me out.
There are some in review.
In review. Thank you.
I'm typing as quickly as my little fingers will go.
I know. Y'all are doing so great with asking questions. I love that. Joseph's doing phenomenal. So. Yes, a question I see here. Yeah, you can have several workbooks. Yes, you can have multiple. So I have some for just kind of my meeting notes, things I should talk to about my team, but it's not public for the whole team to be able to view it. Very, very similar to OneNote in that you can have a few or as many as you want, but you are going to determine that access. You're going to determine who gets to see it and put in those workspaces depending on what you want. You categorize it, you own it. So it's perfect. You can share them all differently. Can you have more than one workspace? Yes, you can. So yes, multiple workspace. If you saw mine on that opening screen, I had the 3. I've created 3 so far. You can have several. I don't think that there's a limit. I'm sure there is at some point. Y'all are going to test me on that, aren't you? At some point, there's probably a limit, y'all. But yes, you could have multiple workspaces, be able to have your content organized there, and it's all under your login. You can share it with your team so that you can collaborate just like you do in Teams. Okay. I wanted to share just briefly these additional resources. We have been busy drafting knowledge base articles for you all so that if there are things, I know this was a lot of information. There is so much you can do with this tool, and it's a lot to give you at once. So we've been writing some knowledge base articles. We'll continue to write those. We'll continue to share information, but we'll send out these slides after the presentation so that you can look at those different articles, look at Microsoft's website too, because this is a constantly evolving tool. Within the past 2 weeks, every time I get on, I see a new thing. And generally when I do a live demo, I'm like, oh, another new thing. It's going to continue to grow. We'll continue to give you that information. Another great way to stay in touch, if you're not already part of the Campus Communicator team, you are able to join that team. We will have discussions, information sessions. We have a monthly meeting too. So if you start playing with it and you hit a roadblock and you need that additional assistance, we are absolutely there for you to be able to help you with that. Thank you for joining us. Know that we're here to support you, support your needs. If there's ways that we can improve that and do better to help you understand this technology, to help you engage with it, to give you those ideas, please reach out and let us know. I appreciate everybody joining today. And just a reminder that we're here to help.